Good morning, my friend. How are you doing? Dean here, of course, on the way to Internet Profits headquarters this morning. Welcome to today's episode of The Drive.
The Drive.
What is happening, my friend? How are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good week. I'm going to talk about something in a moment. A lot of people in business, including myself many times over the years, many times, go through these periods of feeling completely overwhelmed, like there is so much to do, or so much to learn, or so much happening, or so many tasks. My to-do list like longer than my leg, or something like that, you know. How do you fix that? How do you solve that and remove the overwhelm, clear the fog, and get that clarity on what you're focused on? That's what I want to talk about and share with you. a real big tip that's something that I've always been able to do for many years now. And it really helps to just clear all that cloud and get focused on what truly matters. But just before we get there, sorry, I got allergies again. You can probably tell my eyes look all like puffy and tired and weird because I've got hay fever allergies. So yesterday went for a suit fitting again after having myself and some of the other guys at the wedding. Our suits were sort of tailored last week, but we went in and disaster strikes. So turns out, I can only summarize that the guy at the store that happened to be there the day we went in last week, that sort of took measurements and to adjust the suits and to adjust things, clearly, not to be disrespectful, lacked the experience to be doing so. We went back in yesterday expecting really just to collect the suits and be finished and fit perfectly, and only 2 of the 6 actually fitted. The rest needed a lot of work. And only now we're like 9 days away from the wedding itself and suits still don't fit. So major panic yesterday. So they had to get a more experienced woman that had worked there for 11 years come in, and she was apologizing like crazy. She said, "Who did this?" Like, oh, she was... Anyway, lo and behold, they're rushing things through and all hands on deck to resolve this for us. But what a... talk about taking things to the wire and creating mass panic. But such is life. I'm told that's what weddings can sometimes be like. It's a bit crazy, but, you know, we will have an amazing day no matter what. So that's what happened with me last night. Anyway, back to the topic of today, how to remove overwhelm and confusion as a business owner, and how to get that clarity at a time where you may just see fog and clouds, and your judgment may be skewed because of everything that's just like, So this is going to sound like a real simple process, but I assure you, from years of doing this, it works incredibly well. I call it what matters now. Right? It's a process that I've spoke about to many of my students and customers and clients for many years, and it has helped tremendously, not just for myself, but for those guys as well. And as I say, it's called What Matters Now. WMN. What matters now. And here's what you're going to do. It's a multi-step process that's so simple, it's so effective. So what you're going to do first, you're going to keep the computer turned off, right? You're going to go back to a traditional notepad and pen. And step number 1 is that you are going to brain dump, as I call it, which literally means every single thing that's in your brain. It doesn't even have to be business related, because I assure you, you've probably got personal and professional stuff going on up there, right? You're going to brain dump every little thing that's in your head until you cannot think of anything anymore. You're just going to write. Don't put it in an order. Don't do anything with it. Just write. So if you think, right, I've got to get my logo done, I've got to do my blog, I've got to change the theme, I've got to do this, I've got to go on social media, I've got to post 3 times a day, I've got to do this, I've got to write this, I've got to do this, I've got to send this letter, I've got to take the dog to the vet, I've got to go and do this, I've got to fit the, you know, my wife wants me to do this at home, I've got to do this, my husband said this, you know, oh, I've got to go and see my mum, I've got to go and see my sister. All this stuff that's in your head, every little thing, both personally and professionally, you need to dump it out of your brain and onto this piece of paper. And you're going to do it exhaustively until you cannot write anymore. Like, until you get to the point where you're saying, like, I think that's it. And you're literally at that point alone, that exercise alone, you are going to go, oh my gosh, that feels good. Because that's going to clear it out of your head. Right? Now you've got it all on paper. Because one of the reasons we often feel overwhelmed is that we worry about forgetting something important. And so we're holding it all up here. But we can only hold so much. And then the more we start to hold, the less action we're able to take. The less action we're able to take, the more stuff we end up having to store. Because every day that comes along, there's more and more to retain and remember. So you're going to brain dump first. Now, when you've brain dumped, then you're going to take your list and you're going to sift it into business and personal. So then you'll have a list of stuff for your business and stuff for your personal. Okay? Now, when you've done this, look at your lists, and you're going to have to look at it and put it into some kind of order of importance. Now, this is an order of importance of what anyone else feels is the most important thing for you. This is, for your business, which of those things is going to make the highest impact to your income and progress first, right? Which of those things? Right, and you're going to have to put it in a bit of an order. Now, when you've got it in a bit of an order, you're going to have your most important, impactful, income-producing activities towards the top. And it's going to get less and less impactful as the list goes down. Same with your personal list, right? Which ones are the must-do ones that if you don't do it soon, it's going to cause problems in your life? Like, for example, if you had to get insurance for your vehicle in 3 days before it expires, that's pretty important, because in 3 days you won't be able to drive your vehicle. Or if your health insurance, or if your mortgage payment, or if you had to phone the bank because a payment hadn't been made and you had to make that payment, otherwise things were going to be in trouble. You know, you're going to have to sort this list. And then, as brutal as this sounds, you're going to have to work through it one by one. Okay? And I know that sounds, oh, well, that's obvious, like make a to-do list and work through it. No. You're brain dumping, you're ordering, and then you're working through one at a time. Okay? Now, the great thing about the brain dump is you can no longer forget the things. So you can forget about them. Like, because they're all there. Like, you're cleansing yourself, you're cleansing your mind, you're cleansing your brain, and then enabling yourself to focus on the most important things first, and then just move through. And you'll find that by doing this, you're able to feel this sense of relief, because you're going to go, oh, that feels better. Because you're clearing your mind space, and it's going to allow you to remove overwhelm, confusion, frustration, that cloud of judgment, and get clarity and focus on the most important things first. Get those done, experience progress, remove overwhelm out of your life, and have that clarity. And there's nothing better than seeing clearly and being able to move forwards. So hopefully that helps. Do like and comment if so. Do share it if so. And of course, if you're with us on YouTube, do subscribe and join the Internet Profits family. So thank you for joining us today on today's episode of The Drive. Until tomorrow, take care.